Hello my fishy friends, and welcome back to the channel. Nathan Hovey coming at you with another video. In this video we will be rebuilding the 40 breeder. As you can see right now, most of the plants are pulled up, all the rock is out of the tank, which I did not record any bit of that, so my apologies. But we all know what deconstructing a tank looks like. So I figured I would just jump in real quick, get a little bit of this. I went and gathered all the rocks that I'm going to be using. Where's my little light? Let me see. So we got some rocks like that. We got some rocks like this, some flat rock. This one I'm not going to use. I didn't realize that, but that's tar from them spraying the parking lot. I wish there was more of these colors, but there wasn't, so we're just going to make do with what we got. And go from there. So we'll be using that. And we'll be using that piece of driftwood, which I made a community post about that driftwood. So if you'd like to see it, well, you'll see it here in the video, so no need to go back. But, yep, 40 breeder rebuild coming at you. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, scrub up all these rocks that I got, and then we'll pick back up from there. So we'll see you in a flash. Well, I figured I would just show you guys this. I'm just going to use the Python to wet down the rocks and whatnot, rinse them. And I'm just going to make a little kneeling pad here. Scrub them with just water. I might do Dawn dish soap and then give them a good rinse and soak them and add a little bit of dechlorinator just to see if that helps. I don't think there's anything on these rocks considering where they were. So yeah, I think I'm safe to just scrub them, honestly, but depending on how good they become, how clean they become, will determine on if I use some soap. I've used Dawn dish soap to clean my tanks in the past, and I've filled them the same day, and I've never had any issues. Just if you do use it, that's at your own risk. I know some people say don't use anything, and if you do, my suggestion is just to do a tiny bit. As least as possible. So there's that. So I'm going to lay out the rocks in here. I'm going to actually get in there and start scrubbing. I may check in halfway through just to give you another little update. But before we do get started, just want to say thank you all for stopping in and watching the video. I'm hoping it's not going to be a super long one. But, yep. I've been wanting to do this 40 breeder for some months now, and I've finally got 99% of the snails out of the tank. So, also once we are done with this, I'll just do a little quick walkthrough of all the other tanks and give you a quick little update. So, alrighty, we'll be back. So I soaked them in hot water for a few minutes, 5-10 minutes, and then I'm scrubbing them. Now you can see how dirty that is. Let me flip it over. That's a burgundy one, so that's similar. You can see how clean they're getting. I think this was the side that was sitting under the surface of the ground. You can still see it's kind of got some inside the groove, but I'm not going to worry about that. So 4 more to go, and then I am going to rinse this bucket and fill it back up with hot water and let them soak again. So I am not using the soap. Like I mentioned, I may. I am happy with how they're coming, how good they're coming clean with just scrubbing them. I'm using an old nail cleaning brush and a old dish scrubbing brush. Now you can see on this one where it sat in the ground like this. I can't get that much cleaner without, bleaching them or anything, but that's okay. I don't mind them having a natural look to them. It'll add a little bit of character, like they've been in the aquarium for a little bit as well. So, and who knows, you may not even see that rock inside the scape. So after this, we're going to do a DIY solution to dip my plants in to rid them of any snail eggs. I want to start with as minimal snails as possible. As I've mentioned in other videos, my snail population is my fault completely. I am a heavy overfeeder, so I'm trying to get that in check, and that's why I'm trying to remove as many snails as possible. But anywho, that's neither here nor there. We can get into that later. I am going to get back to scrubbing these last 4 rocks, and we'll get back to you. Well, I did it again and forgot to hit record. As you can see, the tank is draining. I've removed some of the substrate already. Let me unplug my phone. Remove some of the old pea gravel. Let's see if this helps. Yeah, a little bit, but not really. It doesn't make that big of a difference. But anywho, yep, we're just draining it down. That way I could put the new gravel in. And the new gravel is the same color, just different size. And it is the same as that is in the 55. I think that'll look nice with these stones. I wish it was a little darker, but it'll do. And then we have this piece of driftwood. I'm not even getting the piece of wood in the freaking frame. So, don't know exactly how I'm going to place it in the aquarium, but I was thinking maybe putting this on the bottom as the flattest side, but we'll put it that way too. So it's like sitting like that. So we'll see. But for now, we have to continue draining the tank. And then I am going to remove more of the gravel. And we'll go from there. So, we'll check back in. Alrighty. Substrate's in. Talking on my phone. Next, we'll get the piece of driftwood in there. I might have to take this glass off. Yep. I'm going to have to take the glass off. I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. So this is Man, that's really blue. Hold on a second. Let me turn this light off. Oops, accidentally hit stop instead of play when I paused it. But anywho, I should probably clean the glass up a little bit too. There's a bunch of sand on it. But this is rendition number 1. Got the log going up and over and through here, with a pile of rocks there and a pile of rocks here. I want to do a bunch of like dwarf Sagittaria and crypts, and like the crypts I have, they staying pretty low to the substrate, so I want to keep similar things like that, like just a bunch of like grassy type low plants, like from the halfway point forward, and then in the back I'm gonna have some stems and whatnot. But for the most part, I just want like some sage and some Vallisneria of some sorts, probably some corkscrew val. Seeing how the 40 breeder is a little shorter of a tank, but definitely gonna have some Kabamba because that's my favorite plant. But yeah, this is rendition number 1. I'll get a view from up here. I don't think it really shows. Let me see if I move the light all the way forward, if it gives it a little better for the camera. Kind of. You get to see the structure of the wood. And then behind it, like from this view, it's got like a little centerpiece here. This is connected. But I got this rock here just for right now. I'm going to go through and glue all the points that are touching. But we got all kinds of area back here for taller plants. And then like some dwarf sage coming through here, down in these tight areas. Cut like maybe a sprig or two of Vallisneria coming up here. More dwarf sage in there. A bunch of crypts. I want a bunch of crypts through here. I might even put a crypt in here. But yeah, I might move this one rock and make this like a crypt field. And then like some val or something back along this skinny edge here. So yeah, that's where we're at so far. I'm gonna see what the wife thinks and move on to the next step. Alrighty folks, we are back. I have a few plants in here. Well, yeah, a few I guess. I got, starting from like 4 inches in, some dwarf Sagittaria sprinkled all through here, and it goes like right there between those two rocks down in here. Then it skips and then picks back up right here, and then it skips right here like this pathway, picks up here and goes halfway through or halfway back down the tank right there. Then I have 4 Cryptocorn Wendtii greens in here. I think that's all I'm gonna do for right now. Actually, technically there's 5 because there's one little offshoot that came with one of these. I pulled all the crypts from the 55. Sorry, I'm just straightening it up a little bit. I pulled all the crypts from here, from the 55. So I need to put some more stuff in here. I have a little bit of the dwarf sage left, so I'll probably put that in its place. And then I have a whole bucket down here of plants that I need to do a snail dip of, because I don't want to start the tank with thousands and thousands of snail eggs. So there's still going to be some snails, as I didn't remove them all. It's probably impossible unless you completely break down the tank. But yes, I left some of the old substrate in here for two reasons: the beneficial bacteria, and so the plant roots can go down into it and get some nutrients right off rip. I am also adding root tabs. I have the Thrive root tabs right now. I'm pretty impressed with them. They're doing pretty good. They're in this tank right here, and all these plants are doing great. So I would buy them again. But yeah, so right now with this tank, what I think I'm going to do is fill it with water, get the filters back running, and see what it looks like with water in it. So I'll be right back once it's filled up. Alrighty, so that's where the light's going to be. The one thing I don't like is it does block direct light to these, but that might be a good thing. I've heard that when they fight for light or need more light, they start to reach up, and I would prefer them to stay down low like they are now, compact to the substrate. But we'll see. I'm not against them growing taller. I just like them the way they are now. I added another piece of driftwood going this direction to try to like tie it in, like as if it was almost two hands reaching out for each other type thing. But we'll see. That's super easy to remove if I don't like it. I do like how it's like a bridge right there. They do have some room to swim on top, to swim over it. I do have a rock, I'm sure you could see it right there on top, like I mentioned before, just to hold it down until I know that it's absorbed all its water that it's going to. I glued it with cotton balls, which you can see one of the cotton balls right there, that super bright light in the middle of the screen is actually a cotton ball. So we'll see what that does. So yeah, we got a couple pieces of Anubias, some Dwarf Sagittaria, and some Cryptocorn Wendtii greens for the moment. But I think what we're going to do is just upload this, and then when I replant the rest of it, I'll make a video out of that and include the update on all the other tanks like mentioned before in the beginning of the video. I don't want to make this crazy long, considering it's kind of low quality. I just point and shoot, and that's what I put out. No editing, no voice control, no nothing. I haven't really played around with that stuff. But anywho, I want to thank you guys for watching, swinging by the channel, supporting me as always. You guys are amazing, and it is because of y'all that I do any videos. I apologize, it's been a good month since I've uploaded anything, but we'll try to get better at that. I kind of got a lot going on with babies and stuff like that. Oh, spoiler alert, I found a few panda Cory babies. I'll try to get video of that tomorrow. But anywho, thanks again. I appreciate each and every one of you. And always, as always, remember, feed your fish. Good night, or good day.